Not really a triggered Naruto stan. Just can't stand to see anime YouTubers that literally make their whole career out of talking about anime and be so negligent, be so forgetful and nonchalant. Yeah, I guess I have to correct Mr. Dre OG here.
There's no way he takes on the entire Gote 13, including the lieutenants, at the same time. Next up is Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen versus the Akatsuki from Naruto. And this is kind of an interesting matchup here, because Obito could theoretically just Kamui his way through infinity, and if Itachi gets on the trigger fast enough, he could genjutsu him. But if those two things don't happen, Gojo's gonna get the W.
Are you serious right now, bro? Like, are you serious right now?
Now, maybe Dre hasn't read the manga, but Gojo got sealed away, and if you know anything about Naruto, sealing things away is extremely easy, especially for the Akatsuki. Now, most Akatsuki members, most Naruto characters, they possess seals, and though Gojo was sealed away under very specific conditions, the people that sealed him away were having trouble because Gojo far outscales them. But Naruto characters aren't necessarily far outscaled by Gojo. As a matter of fact, in Gojo's verse, he literally sits at the pinnacle at the top. He doesn't really get a challenge from anyone. But it's not so simple because Naruto characters are not so much weaker than Gojo. Especially when you consider what Gojo's arsenal really is. He has the infinite void, the 6 eyes, and then the infinity. So anyone getting through the infinity was already covered. But there's more to the infinity. Of course, no one there is gonna outspeed it. But like you said, Kamui cannot go through the infinity. And then we get things like traps if we had Datara, and then Gojo just so happens to step on it. How fast is the infinity going to be able to react? Especially if Obito were to use Kamui on not Gojo inside of the infinity, but use it on the infinity. Manipulate his space manipulation. I don't know, it's just a weird way to get by it, maybe. And then you got the Infinite Void, and that one isn't hurting anyone from Naruto. Literally, it's established as tuning that they all learn release. And the Infinite Void works exactly like a genjutsu, so I'm not giving it to him. It sends in a bunch of information, 4 paths of all the information in the world. No, as soon as you put a Naruto character in that, they're instantly gonna release themselves from it. I don't know, it's just a mental resistance. If Gojo had a mental resistance, I wouldn't sit here trying to say Itachi's gonna genjutsu the fuck out of him. But when it comes down to it, I most definitely think that the Akatsuki has the IQ to figure out that they could seal Gojo away if they can't touch him. It's literally that's literally what they did to every Jinchuriki, who you could argue that these groups were these duos that were sent out to capture the Jinchuriki. You could argue they were outclassed by the Jinchuriki in every facet, power output, speed, but somehow they still won. So I think that they definitely beat Gojo easy, especially when you have all the paths of pain. You might not think that it's much, but something like the Almighty Push or the Planetary Devastation, though they may not hurt Gojo, they definitely would help a lot in sealing him away. And then you got the idea of creating clones, so it's not necessarily that he's only going up against 9, especially with Sasori's puppet master technique, where he does those 100 puppets from the Sand Village. And red and blue, hollow purple, there's no way that those are getting through some of these defenses. Like Itachi Susanoo for one. You hear lots of attacks in Naruto are on a molecular or on an atomic level. You hear a lot, like the Rasen Shuriken for one. Now, of course, someone like Kakuzu, he got fucked by a Rasen Shuriken, but that's just Kakuzu. If you hit Hidan with hollow purple or red or blue, I wonder if he would be able to come back. I mean, he's still alive, like buried under the ground right now. Overall, I just don't see this one going to Gojo. I mean, yeah, there's no way he fucking wins.